Broadcast First, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, good evening to you. It actually turned out to be a really nice day across central Illinois. Temperatures in the upper 30s now in Champaign. We have definitely fallen here. Surrounding areas still in the mid-40s. 46 in Decatur, 42 in Danville right now. Wind speeds have been a little breezy again today between 10 and 15 miles an hour. See 15 in Watsika. Those winds will eventually begin to die down into early tomorrow. Clear skies, look at this, across much of, pretty much all of Illinois and even into much of Indiana as well, as calm conditions will be sticking around for us. If you're heading out about this evening, things looking pretty good. It's our Neal Street camera right now, live look as temperatures fall down to the freezing point by around midnight. Things look good the next few days, but there's a big cold snap heading our way next week. We'll talk about that when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
There have been shots fired. Policemen is on every corner.
After a string of shootings across one city, they're making a change. What's going to spot this violence in high-crime areas?
Plus, a 10-year-old was shot while sitting in his bedroom. Tonight, the good news update on his condition.
And it's a different approach to ending the teacher shortage. Why one university thinks getting more people into their classrooms is the solution.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
We've just been bombarded with a lot of crime.
Now, Danville police are investigating 2 more shootings. People who live there are wondering when the violence will stop. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Police say a 31-year-old man was shot in the leg at North Walnut and West Voorhees last night. A few hours later, a 29-year-old man was shot at by someone in a car near Fairchild and Harmon. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live at our newsroom. So, Jamie, what are police doing about the violence?
I spoke to an alderman who told me the city and police are discussing putting up surveillance cameras. They want to put them in high crime areas like the 1100 block of Harmon Street and also the 1300 block of Walnut Street. The police department got a grant for $75,000. They are discussing using the money to buy and install the cameras. I spoke to a woman who has lived in her neighborhood for about 50 years. She says things have changed a lot since she's been there and safety is definitely a concern.
It makes me feel real bad, because we senior citizens, and we kind of stuck here in this neighborhood.
The alderman says the cameras cost around $200 each, and there would also be a monthly fee, so they're hoping to get support from neighbors to help sponsor once that grant runs out. Police say they are still working out the details, so things are in the early stages. The city alderman told me for this reason, it's too early to say when this plan might be implemented. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Hopefully it helps. Jamie, thank you. Now, police are still trying to figure out if the 2 shootings that happened last night and another that happened on Harmon Street last week are related. The 31-year-old shot near North Walnut and West Voorhees Streets says he was inside his home when gunshots came through the window and hit him. The 29-year-old man who was shot at someone in a car near Fairchild and Harmon crashed his car after hearing the gunshots. A 67-year-old man was hurt.
Here's an update to a story we've been following all week. The 10-year-old boy who was shot Sunday night is out of surgery and improving. Dakari Roberts' family says he was shot once in his chest while he was in his bedroom. It happened in the Garden Hills neighborhood. His mother says he was able to sit up today and is breathing on his own. The Champaign-Urbana Area Project is having a meeting tomorrow to talk about the recent violence.
We're having more of our gun violence happening. It's like our victims are getting younger and younger, and it's tragic. We want our neighbors and community to come out and let's talk about it. Let's find some solutions. Let's see if we're on the same page.
Tomorrow night's meeting starts at King School in the multi-purpose room. That's at the corner of Goodwin and Fairview. Police arrested a 16-year-old for having a gun. They say he's a person of interest in recent shooting investigations. Now, they arrested him near Garden Hills and Holly Hill Drive. The police say they found a sawed-off shotgun at his home. No charges have been filed against him. They say, however, he is not wanted in connection to the shooting of 10-year-old Dakari Roberts. Springfield police are investigating after a man was shot in the arm during a robbery. Officers say the victim set up a meeting through an app to sell a cell phone. The 2 agreed to meet last night near North 3rd Street and East Grand Avenue. Now, the victim says the shooter walked up to his car and asked to see the cell phone. The victim asked to see the money first. That's when the suspect pulled out a gun and shot him. Police are still searching for that suspect.
A man who was found not guilty of murder due to insanity will be released from a state mental health center to a care facility. A judge originally ruled in 2006 that now 39-year-old Derek Potts would spend the rest of his life there. He shot and killed Capitol security guard William Wozniak with a stolen shotgun back in 2004. Potts thought he was being controlled by people in an underground society in Eastern Europe. He said he was told to steal weapons and drive to the Capitol and shoot a security guard. Potts will stay at a center in Chicago.
Village leaders in Savoy are once again talking about recreational marijuana sales. In September, the board approved a sales tax on it, but held off on deciding whether to allow selling it. A property owner approached the village last week. That property owner wanted to work with the company to open a retail dispensary in Savoy. Tonight, they're bringing the issue back to the table. Well, less than a month ahead of legal marijuana sales, the governor moved to strengthen the laws surrounding it.
The last-minute moves were passed during session in November, and they address issues that have popped up since the bill passed last spring. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in Springfield now for us. So, Cole, what else did the governor announce at the bill signing today?
He announced that on December 10th, it will be the first day that people can apply through the social equity application process for a marijuana license. The state law is centered around reparations for communities that were impacted heavily by the war on drugs, and these social equity applications will allow new minority owners into a market that would have otherwise been dominated by those who are already in it or those who had the means to get a license the usual way. The goal is to make Illinois the most diverse marijuana market in the country.
No other state has developed a comprehensive plan to promote social equity. And because of that, we've seen a result in those states that we don't want here in Illinois, an industry that doesn't reflect diversity or equity.
The new trailer bill also puts stronger rules in place for elected officials that prevent conflicts of interest in the new market. Coming up at 6, I took a tour today of a marijuana cultivation center that is preparing for that January 1st legalization date. So you can see that live in our 6 o'clock show coming up later. Jennifer?
All right, Cole, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Well, there might be dangerous chemicals in the cosmetics you use, why the FDA says it can't do much about it.
Plus this.
We had 1,000 times last year when we had to tell families that we didn't have enough space.
But that is not the case after yesterday's Day of Giving. How you are helping crisis nurseries keep their doors open for all.